Discover the charm secrets of The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. Explore mesmerizing tales and practical techniques in 35 video episodes, effortlessly drawing others toward you. In episode 13, Greene unveils a strategic insight: the art of inducing a false sense of security in your target. Direct approaches trigger defensive walls, hindering genuine connection. The key lies in subtlety, allowing your target to feel in control, while subtly guiding them toward deeper engagement and allure. Mastering this delicate dance is pivotal in navigating the intricate game of seduction. The friend-to-lover transition. The Duc de Lauzun's seduction of the Grande Mademoiselle in 17th century France is considered Greene's masterpiece example of this indirect approach. Lauzun very gradually transitioned from being an acquaintance who engaged the Mademoiselle in intellectual conversations about her favorite writers like Corneille, to a platonic friend she admired and confided in about intimate matters, and eventually to the man she realized she had fallen for romantically. By cementing himself as a harmless friend first who happened to cross her path frequently in the court, any hints of deeper interest came as a shock from her own mind, not his pursuit of her. When the Mademoiselle left Paris for a trip, Lauzun masterfully played into her newfound feelings by melodramatically insisting on being her devoted confidant while away. His chivalrous overtures finally stirred the realization within her: I realized that it was Monsieur de Lauzun whom I loved. It was he who had somehow slipped into my heart and captured it. Haunt the periphery. The less you initially crowd your target with overt seduction, the more intense their curiosity about you becomes. Hang back and just lightly haunt the periphery of their life through seemingly chance encounters. Make brief, smoldering eye contact from across the room, and then look away. Act subtly aloof and disinterested when they are near you. The strategic absence of direct pursuit creates an intriguing vacuum they will instinctively want to fill with greater connection and closeness to you over time. Make them think it's their idea. The highest form of the indirect approach is creating a situation where your target actually believes they are the one instigating the seduction towards you. Use subtle misdirection by appearing socially awkward, oblivious, or blind to any hints of romantic interest from them. Seem shocked if they bluntly confess desire for you, saying, "You can't be serious, we're just friends," by implying, "Who, me?" and reversing the roles of pursued and pursuer. You activate their chase instinct in a powerfully disarming way. They've been seduced into seducing you without realizing the dynamic you enabled. The power of indirection. Why does indirection work so well? We humans share an innate tendency to resist any obvious attempt at persuasion or having our freedom restricted, even in subtle ways. The direct approach feels like a threat, setting off alarms and radical resistance without us realizing it. But coming in through side angles and ambient ways avoids tripping these instinctive defense mechanisms. Use third parties like friends, colleagues, or family to plant thoughts about you in your target's mind from a safe distance. Feed nuggets that will be seen as coming from a neutral perspective, not your pursuit. Intentionally engage your target in dull, banal small talk to lull them into a sense of security. Then strategically drop a single remark, laden with subtext, to make their mind wander. Other indirect vectors like mysterious glances, letters, messages passed through others, all bypass conscious resistance. Activate their imagination. Creating an air of playful mystery activates your target's imagination about you in powerfully compelling ways. If you constantly satisfy all their intrigue through full disclosure, you kill the seductive tension. Make sure there are always layers to you they haven't penetrated yet. Esoteric experiences you've had, travels to exotic places, etc. Give them just enough to fantasize and fill in the blanks with their own projections and assumptions, keeping them endlessly captivated in wanting to unlock more of the fascinating mystery that is you. Some scenarios. Scenario 1. Making a move on someone new. You meet an intriguing new person at a party. Don't immediately compliment their looks or make overtly flirtatious comments. Instead, find subtle ways to orbit their vicinity and insert yourself into their circle's conversations sporadically with light banter and humor directed at the whole group. Slowly start distributing more focused attention and inside jokes specifically toward your target. As the dynamic becomes more one-on-one over time, you can gradually increase ambiguous physicality, like light touching on the arm when you speak, or walking shortly with your bodies in closer proximity. Gauge their responsiveness before taking bolder steps like overt flirting or trying for personal contact info. Scenario 2. Reconnecting with an ex. Don't lead with, "I miss you and want you back." That can feel weighty and presumptuous if they've emotionally moved on. Start by commenting on their life updates on social media to reinitiate casual dialogue with care and interest. Reference inside jokes or nostalgic stories you share for a flirtatious walk down memory lane. Sprinkle in compliments about positive character qualities you admire in them, not overtly about attraction. Slowly increase frequency of communication to rebuild rapport and connection, but let them dictate the pace. As it increases, strategically start hanging out in person platonically before slowly escalating via touch and suggestive remarks. Scenario 3. You have a crush on someone in your social circle. Instead of aggressively flirting, you could ask them about their hobbies and interests and see where your paths cross. Suggest doing a group activity you both enjoy occasionally. Let conversation flow naturally and give them space to decide if they want to get closer. Scenario 4. Selling a product or service. You are a salesperson trying to acquire a new major client. Instead of immediately pushing your full sales pitch, you first just engage the prospect as a friendly presence, asking about their company's needs and challenges without being pushy. You continue providing helpful, no-strings-attached advice and support through this initial period. When you have established yourself as a trusted partner who understands their business, you can then in indirect ways open the door for discussing how your product may be able to further solve their pain points. By mastering the art of inducing a deliciously false sense of security through these indirect approaches, you prime the target's mind for a seduction they ardently convince themselves they wanted all along. Desire becomes their idea before you ever make it reality, leaving you firmly in control throughout. Play your cards wisely with indirection and cultivating an air of mystery, and you shape a narrative where you are merely playing along with the target's self-persuasion that you were meant for each other. Their guard remains down as they pursue you, the humble victim of their own desire. Now something important. Make it a daily habit to learn something truly beneficial that enhances your life. Remember, the content you feed your mind is like nourishment for your brain. Be deliberate in your choices. Otherwise, be wary. Algorithms are often crafted to manipulate your thoughts. Reflect on that. Now, we're excited to announce that we're now welcoming contributions through subscriptions to aid our upcoming projects and bring you exceptional content. Join us by subscribing today.